Hey everyone, Matt here. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing on Paige's perspective. Well, Paige isn't feeling great today, so we're going to re-release one of her favorite episodes. We woke up Christmas morning, kids are opening gifts, and she's like, I'm not feeling great. Started last night. And then this morning about 10 a.m., she's like, I think I'm running fever. So I grabbed the thermometer, and sure enough, she's spiking a fever, and we've had some crud going on in the house. We've all passed it back and forth. It's just been a load of fun this December. I bet your house is very similar, just that time of year. So it was her turn, unfortunately. But she's doing okay. She's resting up. We just didn't want to push something out or like force something through, like something that just felt really shallow and super short. And so we decided to release one of her absolute favorite episodes. And honestly, it's one of mine too. This is the Even If episode. And I want to take just a few minutes. I think it warrants this to tell you why we chose this one for the day after Christmas and why I think it captures something really important about who Paige is, who we are, and what this community is really about. And when we say community, we mean everyone that follows along with us, whether that's on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Facebook. But we do have a free Facebook community for listeners of the show. We would love to have you in there. If you're not aware of it, go to our website, TWFO.com, hop in, answer the questions. We greet listeners with, hey, y'all, or welcome to Mindset Mondays, or Paige, our normal episodes, welcome back. Welcome back. One of those three will get you in. If you don't answer the questions, we don't let you in. We protect that space. We will only want listeners in there. But this episode's massive. I think this really encompasses what we are about. Over the years, we've noticed something about people. There are what if people, and then there are even if people. And I think that we all start out default as what if people. Asking questions when you come in, like, what if this gets worse? What if they relapse? What if X happens? What if Y happens? What if I leave and I regret it? What if I stay and nothing changes? What if I can't handle what comes next? Like, these are the questions people ask, and they don't mean that you're weak. They don't mean that you're doing anything wrong. I think this is human nature. You've lived through chaos and disappointment and loss, and your nervous system is just constantly scanning for danger because it is seeking safety. But what I've watched, especially in Paige and in many others too, is how people can slowly and intentionally become even if people. And this isn't just because life gets easier. It's not always because our outcome happened where someone, seeks recovery and you rebuild together. It's not always because life gets easier. And it's certainly not because certainty magically appears. It's not because of any of those things. It's because self-trust gets stronger. Paige didn't become resilient because things just worked out perfectly for us. She became resilient because early on, she learned something that changed everything. And that's that peace does not come from predicting the future. It comes from knowing that you can handle it, even if the future doesn't look how you'd hoped. In the early days of recovery for me, when there was nothing guaranteed, like you guys see what we are, almost 13 years out, but there was a time when it felt the same way it does to you. Their trust, what little we had, was extremely fragile. And any stability we had felt really temporary. It's like, is this real? Is this not? How long is this going to last? And I didn't know. She didn't know, but the future was wide open and it was terrifying. But she didn't cling to certainty, and she didn't demand promises from me that I couldn't actually give her. She just grounded herself in something deeper, and that's this even if mindset. It's even if this is hard, I'm going to survive it. Even if this doesn't work out, I'll rebuild. Even if things fall apart, guess what? I won't. And that distinction matters. It matters a lot. What if thinking puts your power somewhere out there in the ether? And it's based on and contingent on outcomes and other people's choices and so many things that are completely out of your control. But even if thinking brings it back into your locus of control, it brings it back home. And it says that I don't need guarantees of any kind to move forward. I don't need perfect conditions to start taking care of myself right now. And I don't need certainty, absolute certainty, just to trust myself. And that's what this episode and this concept is really about. And honestly, I think that this is what wheelies are really about. This community is not made up of people who magically stop being afraid. Ask anyone that has been around for a while, and they will tell you that. It's just made up of people who learned how to walk forward with their fear, not running from it. just without letting it run their lives. And people started small. They started by listening to the show and becoming engaged in the community, and by taking care of themselves, by like reading and getting support from therapists or other people that were going through it, support groups, going to community calls, using Reclaiming You, our program, by questioning all the old narratives that are out there and they've been around forever that never felt right to you. And it becomes just by building strength, one small decision at a time. And over time, these people changed, and it's been the most amazing thing to watch. I watched it in Paige first, and I've had the privilege and honor of watching thousands of people change in the same way. So you start, what if everything goes wrong? And you end up, even if it does, I'll be okay. So as you listen to this episode, whether this is the first time you've ever heard it or it's the 10th time, I want you to listen for that shift. This is not some toxic positivity thing. It's not some weird mindset hack or some roundabout way of getting you to pretend that like bad things won't happen. This is just grounded confidence. I don't need to outrun uncertainty anymore. I'm going to face it. And even if the worst case scenario happens, I'm going to be okay. I think this episode really captures Paige at her core, like the conversations we have behind closed doors that you guys are never get access to. This is the kind of stuff that we're talking about. Like, how do we really get this across? How do we teach this message? Like, this is the most valuable thing that we've both learned. I learned this from the recovery side. She learned this from her recovery side. And I think that this is really the heart of what she's trying to teach. And it captures something that we really, truly, deeply believe in here at TWFO. And that's, resilience is not about just avoiding pain. That's impossible. It's about knowing that you can withstand it. It's going to be okay. So we're grateful that you're here, grateful that you're listening, and grateful that we've had the honor of walking this journey with so many of you. I mean, truly, it's been an amazing thing to watch. So many people go from what if to even if. It's the greatest thing in the world to watch people become resilient like that. You're unstoppable. You're untouchable once you get to that point. But it takes what it takes. So stick around. If you're not there yet, you will be. Keep working at it. Keep listening. Keep plugging in. And can't thank you guys enough for being here. It wasn't planning on repurposing an episode, but I think if we were going to do one, this is the one. This is a really, really, really good one. So enough of me. That's enough of me. It is time for Paige, what you all came here for. Hey, if you could do us a favor really quick, leave us a review. Would appreciate that so much. Leave us a review. Trying to grow the show and find more people who were in the same spot you were. So if you've gone from what if to even if, and you want someone else to have that same aha moment, you could help them by just sharing it. It shows up on people's recommendeds and things like that. It becomes more discoverable. It's great. We'd really appreciate it. With that, I will go take care of my boo and watch Stranger Things, and we will see you guys next week. Enjoy.
Hey y'all, welcome to Paige's Perspective, where I help you find your inner strength to cope with life. I recently came across a nervous system regulation coach on IG called Deborah Cobb, and I actually reposted something to our story that she posted, and it was really powerful, and I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. She said, constantly thinking about what if scenarios is a fear response. If you want to shift your mental state and you catch yourself thinking, what if? Simply change it to even if, because even if the worst case scenario happens, you'll be okay. You will find answers because you are resilient. What if takes away your power? Even if gives it back. Try it. I loved this because she framed something in a way that I've believed in and lived by for a long time now. And I want to expound upon this for our listeners and how it may apply in your life. So we did an episode on what if scenarios back in September, I believe, September of 2024. And if we could go back and do it again, I'd probably reframe it just a little bit, but I'm going to kind of do that today. So we think we know what we want in life and think once we figure out the secret to a happy life, we will be unstoppable and nothing can get us. But what really happens is we gain tools to manage the shit show. Life is always going to happen. There will be times when we feel like we have shit luck or bad things happen to us all the time, or we feel as though we can't catch a break. But the thing is, that's life. We learn to live on life's terms. We learn to deal with the messes better than we did before. If we think we're healing in order to have a shitstorm-free life, we are mistaken because life will happen. It's messy, it's complicated, it's unpredictable. And once we realize that, it can be freeing and we can be more content because we know we can handle the storm as it comes. So let's say you have the question of, what if they get sober after I leave? Change it to, even if they get sober after I leave, things will be okay. We want what's best for everyone, and just because they change when we leave, it doesn't mean we left at the wrong time. It doesn't mean we were the problem. It doesn't mean we fucked up. It means we did what we were supposed to do at the moment we did it. Another one, what if they relapse? Change it to, even if they relapse. This means you're taking control over what happens in the scenario. You have a plan, you know what to do, you know you'll be okay, but if you constantly ask what if, it can make you feel powerless. I've always tried to have this mentality within my relationship, the even if instead of what if, because I know I would be okay doing whatever I needed to do to keep myself and my children safe. So what if they never change? What if I make the wrong choice? What if everything falls apart? And it feels like we're being responsible, like we're just trying to think it all through and protect ourselves. But most of the time we're not planning. We're just spiraling. We're ruminating. We're trying to predict pain and avoid heartbreak, but we're doing it by mentally rehearsing the worst case scenario on repeat. And guess what? That loop doesn't give us any clarity. It's just going to, it doesn't give us any peace. It's just going to keep us stuck. So whenever I catch myself going down the what if rabbit hole, I stop and I reframe it. I say even if, because even if is rooted in trust, not in the other person, not in the outcome, but in yourself. So what if he relapses? That's going to become, even if he does, I know how to take care of myself now. What if I can't handle being alone? Change it. Even if I end up alone, I'll still be okay. I'll build something beautiful. I can handle it. What if I leave and regret it? Change it. Even if I have doubts later, I'll make the best decisions with the information I have now. And that's all I can ever do. What if I set boundaries and they don't respect them? Change it. Even if they disrespect my boundaries, I will be able to handle it. I will know what to do. Try with the smaller things within your life. What if it rains? Change it to, even if it rains, we will figure things out. It kind of helps bring some inner peace and clarity when you shift your mindset to even if. It gives you space to handle things easier than the what if scenarios. It helps you prepare better, in my opinion, because it comes from a place of strength and acceptance instead of fear and avoidance. Asking what if is almost saying we can't handle any scenario that's thrown at us, but we can, especially when we reframe it to even if. All things are possible. The relationship working, it not working, losing a job, losing a home, getting into an accident, becoming ill, anything in life that is uncomfortable is a possibility. So being resilient is learning how to deal with these issues as they arise. So I'm going to go through some more examples. What if we lose our home to a fire? We reframe this to, even if we lose our home to a fire, we will be okay and we will be able to handle it. What if I mess up at work? Even if I do mess up, I'll learn from it and grow. One mistake doesn't define me. What if they don't like me? Even if they don't like me, I'm still worthy and lovable just as I am. What if I can't finish everything today? Even if I don't, I'll handle what I can and try again tomorrow. What if I say the wrong thing? Even if I do say the wrong thing, I can clarify, I can apologize, or I can try again. I don't have to be perfect, to be honest. What if I get rejected? Even if I do get rejected, it means I put myself out there, and that's brave. What if I disappoint someone? Even if I do, I can't sacrifice myself to keep others happy. My values matter too. What if things don't go according to plan? Even if they don't, I'll adapt. I've done it before. Pivot. What if I never feel 100% ready? Even if I don't, I can still take the first step. Action is going to build that confidence. What if I fail? Even if I fail, I'll survive it and probably come back stronger. Failing isn't a mistake. Failing is part of the process. These are some simple, everyday what if scenarios that may be going through your head. I encourage you to try and shift your mindset to even if. It really does help us feel like we can handle more than we think. I sent Matt a text recently about something I was doing. I don't remember specifically what it was. And I said something along the lines of, even if I die, I won't know. So instead of what if I die, It's all about perspective and how we view things in life. Sometimes the smallest shift in words can change the way we feel about scenarios. It kind of lets you breathe a little bit more. You release the tension when you shift the what if to even if. So let's do some exercises. I'm going to give you guys some exercises to try. Catch the thought and reframe it. So step 1, pause when you notice a what if thought. Write it down exactly as it shows up. For example, what if I mess everything up? Like, what if you're going into a work meeting and you're really nervous about it and you're thinking, I'm going to mess everything up? Write it down. If you don't have a pen and paper, text it to yourself. I do this all the time with myself because I don't carry around paper and pen with me at all times, but I typically have my phone on me, so I'm going to text things to myself as reminders. But this would be a good opportunity to do that, or utilize your notes app. And then reframe it into an even if statement. So first you have, what if I mess everything up? Reframe it to, even if I mess up, I'm going to figure it out like I always do. This helps you bring awareness and it shifts you into agency. You're not pretending bad things can't happen. You're reminding yourself that you'll still be okay if they do, because it is a possibility that bad things will happen. That's life. This is partly why I personally have issues with the toxic positivity movement, because sometimes the message encourages people that they can get whatever they want if they're just positive. Just look at the bright side. Just stay positive. And that's not life, y'all. Shit's going to happen. We're going to fuck up. Shitty scenarios will play out, but it's how we handle them that matters. It's how we get back up and learn from it. Okay, so I'm going to give y'all another exercise, which is going to be a journaling prompt. At the top of your journal page, write, even if the worst thing happens, I will. Then free write for 5 to 10 minutes. Be honest, be raw, make it an empowering process. This is going to help because it creates this emotional readiness and it calms your nervous system by reminding your brain that you have the tools, the choices, and the strength, even in tough moments. It is a great reminder that you are way stronger than you think. Write it out. Another one is going to be grounded in evidence. I do this all the time. Ask yourself, have I been through hard things before? Yeah, many of us have. What did I do to get through them? What did I learn about myself from that? And then say, even if it's hard, I know I'll get through it because I've done it before. Think of all the things that you've gotten through. You have survived your hardest days so far in your life. And when you do this is helping you because you're not making blind affirmations. You're anchoring your mindset in truth that you've already lived through some very challenging things. Here's another one. Another exercise that you can do is get you some sticky notes. Have fun with sticky notes. I used to do these when I worked in an office. I know that Matt utilizes sticky notes sometimes. My daughter loves sticky notes. I haven't used them around the house, but I think I'm going to start doing it again because it really does help with your brain and change things within when you have visuals. So take 3 sticky notes and write one even if statement on each. Put them where you need reminders. Your mirror, your planner, your fridge, your phone background. A lot of people do it on their phone background. Or maybe if you drive a lot, put it on your steering wheel. So some examples would be, even if today's chaotic and stressful, I can stay grounded because I have the tools to do so. Even if I get bad news, I know how to take care of myself. Even if they don't show up, I will still be okay. Even if a bird shits on me, I will be okay. Even if I am late to an important appointment, everything will be okay. These constant visual reinforcements are going to build new default thoughts. Another one will be practice in low-stake moments. Start small. Don't wait for a crisis. Try it in everyday things like, what if I'm late? Change it to, even if I am, the world won't end. What if dinner doesn't turn out? Even if it doesn't, we'll laugh and order takeout. These are training your brain in small moments that will build your confidence for the big ones. If you feel like you are constantly on what if scenarios in your mind, start small and shift your mindset and breathe. Breathing is going to reset your system to help you have more clarity. Listen, hear me out, guys. You will mess up. You may find yourself asking what if even after you've done these exercises, and that's okay. Try again. Keep going. Remember how it feels when you try to shift your mindset from the fears of what ifs to the confidence of even ifs. I'm here with you doing the same within different areas of my life. Like, I'm great at this within my marriage, my kids, random everyday things, but terrible when it comes to the work that I do with TWFO and Independently Strong. These are fairly new to me. It's challenging being some of the first ones to have the outlook we have when it comes to being a spouse of an addict, or hell, even being an addict. We go against the grain, and sometimes that will fuck with your mind a bit. I'm just being transparent here. I have a lot of what if scenarios, and it stresses me out sometimes. Logically, I know I'll be fine no matter what happens, but emotionally, that part is a bit more challenging. So I'm going to practice what I preach and utilize these exercises for myself when it comes to podcasting, content creation, and program building. Putting yourself out there can kind of have your mind play crazy tricks on you. But the reality is we can be different in all areas of our lives. We don't necessarily handle things the same in all areas, but it does help us see where our strengths and weaknesses are, what we want to work on and within all areas of our lives. So again, this is something I'm going to practice in that area of my life with you guys. So even if no one listens to this, I will be just fine. So that's all I have for this week. Until next time, I'm Paige. Bye.